Alright everyone, how's it going? Famine52 back again, and in today's episode, we continue taking on Dark Aeons. Let's get going. Alright guys, welcome back. So in the last episode we took on Dark Valfor, Dark Ifrit, Dark Ixion, and Dark Shiva. And in today's episode we're going to go ahead and take on Dark Bahamut as well as Dark Yojimbo. Let's get going, but before we do that, before we move any further on, let me show you the equipment that we're going to be using real quick. We are going to be using everybody's celestial weapons right now. Now, if you couldn't get Titus's ultimate weapon for whatever reason, whether you just can't beat that Chocobo race minigame, or you forgot to grab the sigil after defeating Unaleska, feel free to use either Waka if you don't mind doing Blitzball, Kamari if you don't mind the butterflies, or Orin if you just rather have a relatively simple one to do. I'm going to go ahead and use Titus though. And then our equipment, we're going to be having Auto Phoenix, Auto Haste, Stone Proof, and Auto Protect for everybody except for Riku, because I actually accidentally sold that bit of armor that I made specifically for this fight. But it's perfectly fine. She'll be good with Auto Phoenix, Master Thief, Auto Haste, and Auto Protect. That's perfectly fine. We don't need to worry about it. Really, the only difference here is going to be that Stone Proof, which can come into play when you are going up against Dark Bahamut. But it shouldn't be an issue. And then of course we have the same thing over here for Yuna, and Yuna is using her Nirvana and Rika is using her God Hand. And of course don't forget to save before moving on. But with that said, let's go ahead and go take on Dark Bahamut, shall we? And Dark Bahamut, in case you don't know, is of course in the same room that we fought Unaleska earlier. Now, Dark Bahamut here has 4 million hit points. Also, he has a luck of, I believe it was 107, an accuracy of like 240, and an evasion of like 250 or something like that. So unless you have an incredibly high luck, you are not going to be hitting this guy with physical attacks. If you have been following my playthrough, I told you guys to get at least 170 for Dark Ixion. That will be more than enough to help you take care of Dark Bahamut. And as we're getting further into the Dark Aeons, I am remembering that for Dark Mindy, a little bit later in the next episode, if we want to take on the Dark Magnus Sisters, we want our luck to be at least 230. And if you go ahead and do that, you'll have more than enough to be able to hit Dark Bahamut right here. But we have everything maxed out, so we are not going to have any issues defeating this guy. Now, it is worth noting that there are two different ways that we can fight Dark Bahamut. There's a hard way and the correct way. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the hard way first. Just for those of you that want to go ahead and challenge yourselves. And once we get him down, probably to about 2 million hit points or so, I'll go ahead and show you the correct way, the way you should be doing it. And honestly, the way that is a lot easier. But before we get to that way, let's go ahead and start off with the hard way. Dark Bahamut here has a few different attacks. If we attack him normally, he will counterattack us, as well as he has a regular melee attack. He has a counterattack that is on a counter, if you will, of Impulse. We'll get to that in a second. And he also has Mega Flare, which Mega Flare it will get rid of all of your positive status ailments except for auto life, while dealing somewhere between 40,000 hit points and 45,000 hit points. So with 9,999, we're not going to be surviving that without some external help. Impulse, the way Impulse works is every time we attack him, it builds up a counter to his counter attack gauge. So that was 1. Here with Titus, this is going to be 2. Here with Riku, this is going to be 3. And then again with Yuna, this is going to be 4. And then here with Titus, this is going to be the 5th counter attack, or the 5th attack, which is going to make him counter attack us with Impulse. Now, Impulse does full break on us. It also does petrification, which is why most of our party we have stoneproof on, except for Riku because I was an idiot. But full break, petrification, and it delays our attack pretty substantially. Now, that can be an issue, but I'm going to show you what we need to do. Let's go ahead and attack this guy real quick. And now he's going to attack us with Impulse. And then now he's going to attack us normally. But because we have Auto Phoenix, we are able to pick up Yuna. Or not pick up Titus, I should say. And now let's go ahead and go to our special, go to use, and use one of our Albed potions. Alright, now, that's all well and dandy, but we are still going to be running a little low on everything. So let's go ahead and head over here to our mix, and let's go ahead and mix together an Underdog Secret and a level 3 Key Sphere, giving us Trio of 999. That is going to help us here in a little bit. Now let's also go ahead and entrust Yuna's overdrive on over to Riku, because the next time big guy right here is going to attack, is actually going to deal quite a bit of damage. But let's, now that we have all of that, let's go ahead and, you know what, let's just instead of using another Albed potion, let's go ahead and just pray. And because we did Trio of 9s, that's going to go ahead and max us out. And when we attack, we're still doing maximum damage, but that is our first attack. He's going to go ahead and kaboom. Now that counter attack does not count towards his attack counter, which is worth being aware of. Next, let's see. Just to be safe, let's go ahead and one Chocobo Wing and one Underdog Secret to make a Hyper Mighty Guard. And then now let's go ahead and attack him for a second time. Attack him for a third time. And let's attack for a fourth time. And then now, we do not want to attack him again right now, because his overdrive is full. So if we were to attack him right now on the 5th attack, that means he's going to impulse us, which is going to kill Titus and basically destroy him. But it's also going to put Yuna and Riku into armor break, causing the Mega Flare, which is going to be coming right after it, to completely decimate our party. So what we want to do, we want to go ahead and guard here with Titus, let him shoot off this Mega Flare. Now Titus is going to die here. That is perfectly fine. Because once he dies, he's going to go ahead and get raised up with Auto Phoenix. Or Auto Life. I believe he has Auto Life on himself. Oh. Ignore me. I forgot everyone's going to die right there. So the fact that Titus had a little bit low health isn't going to matter. Alright, and then now let's go ahead and Titus, let's go ahead and have you. Do you have quick pockets? Of course you have quick pockets. You have everything, buddy. Let's go ahead and have you quick pockets us out a Mega Elixir. Get everybody up in tip-top shape. And then now let's go ahead and have Yuna just attack. Causing that impulse to proc. And of course Riku got petrified, which is annoying, but we could deal with it. Let's go ahead and use an Albed potion. And let's attack once. Let's attack. Actually, before we attack, let's go ahead and entrust on over to Riku again. And let's have Riku go ahead and give us another Hyper Mighty Guard. And Titus, you can go ahead and use another Mega Elixir. Because at this point, we only have a few more people to battle, and it doesn't really matter. Alright. So now let's go ahead and attack Bahamut again. I believe that's going to be 2, 3, 4, and this should be 5. Causing him to impulse us again. And Riku just got destroyed. Which is why it is a good idea to make sure your party has Stoneproof on. Now that Riku is gone, things are going to have to get a little bit more interesting. But that is perfectly fine, because we can go ahead and do what I want to do for the rest of this fight. This is going to be the easy way that I was talking about. I'm just going to have one less character than I would have normally liked to have. So let's go ahead and start out with let's go ahead and quick pockets another Mega Elixir. Because if he attacks Titus, Titus is going to die. That's what Armor Break does. But that is perfectly fine. Because at this point, what we're going to do, we're going to have Yuna go ahead and cast Curaga onto Titus. And then Titus, what you are going to do, my man, is you are going to go ahead and Sentinel. And you're going to get attacked and counterattack. And remember, that counterattack does not go towards the impulse count. Remember that. Now, next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and come down here. And we're going to go ahead and haste up Bahamut. And let's go ahead and just basically commit Sentinel. Actually, what we're going to do next, because Riku is gone, we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and Grand Summon the Dark Magnet, or not the Dark Magnet Sisters, just the Magnet Sisters. These guys are going to act as a little bit of a shield for us. And we Grand Summon them just so we could also do a little bit of damage. So let's go ahead and combine powers for a Delta attack. And we can also see if this is going to count towards his, if this is going to count as one or multiple towards his impulse count. Which, honestly, I don't know. I can see it going both ways. because in actuality he gets attacked quite a few times. Let's see if we can't catch how many. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he does 6. He does technically get damaged 6 times. Let's see if he's going to counter with an impulse. Which he is not. He's going to go ahead and do that Mega Flare. Which should, in theory, completely take out these the Magna Sisters. Yep, there they go. And then now let's go ahead and Sentinel with Titus again. And then let's go ahead and cure him up. Go ahead and make sure he is at full health. And how much health are you at? You're at 2 million? Alright. So if you go ahead and do this from the beginning of the fight, you need to counterattack him 41 times. And whenever he is about to, what's it called, use Mega Flare, what you want to do is you want to just summon an Aeon and have that Aeon tank it for you. And if possible, this isn't necessary, but you could also Grand Summon and go ahead and do your Aeons overdrives just to help speed things up a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, he can't do anything to us no matter what he tries to do. The only way we're dying is if we stop paying attention and we let that Mega Flare hit us. And even if it does hit us, if you start doing this from the beginning of the fight and you have Riku with you, before it hits, you can just go ahead and do a Hyper Mighty Guard and make sure you have Auto Life on. I could go ahead and cast Auto Life just manually onto my party and go ahead and just tank that Mega Flare without really needing to worry about it. But as is, because I let Riku die, this is the way I have to do this for right now. And we should be able to get around with one more round like this. Yep. And let's go ahead and Grand Summon. Let's go ahead and Grand Summon Anima this time. And now realize we are adding 1 to his impulse counter every time we hit with an overdrive. So just be aware of that. So let's go ahead and Oblivion him. Just do a little bit more damage. So this is going to be 2 counts. Unless we completely overkill him. Which we did not. And even if you do start doing this from the beginning of the fight, you are going to have more than enough Aeons to tank the 41 counterattacks that you need to do in order to defeat Dark Bahamut. So, yeah, Dark Bahamut, if you don't understand how to fight him, can be pretty difficult. Definitely one of the more difficult Aeons that we have come up against thus far. But he is completely manageable. As a matter of fact, if I'm looking at this right... No, I am doing math incorrectly. Let's just go ahead and Sentinel. And cure up Titus. And just keep doing this over and over and over again until Bahamut is gone. The first time I realized that you could fight him this way, I did not believe that you could do it, and I was fully expecting to lose at any moment. But this is honestly the easiest way to fight this guy. You don't need to worry about impulse counters, especially if you are deciding not to use your overdrives with your Aeons. I'm just doing that to speed things up a little bit for the episode. Yeah, how much health are you at, by the way? You're at 400,000. Very good. So he should be dead in what, 4 more attacks? Or I guess possibly one more summoning. Depending on who I summon. I don't think any more of my Aeons have multi-hit. What's it called? Multi-hit overdrive. So that's a little bit out of the window for me at this point. Let's see. What is your health now? 1,000 or 14,604. Alright, let's just go ahead and mug him. See what his steal item is. We got 2 twin stars and the overkill. Yeah, as you can see, we just turned one of the hardest Dark Aeons into, honestly, a little bit of a joke. But there we get our 2 Dark Matters as well as a Protect Charge, which I'm assuming is going to be Auto Protect. There we go. That will help us make our armor for Dark Anima, Dark Yojimbo, and Penance if we need to. But we don't need it, so let's go ahead and just head to the Cavernous Soul of Faith and take on Dark Yojimbo. I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so here we are back in the Cavern of Stolen Faith. I'm sure all of you at this point know how this goes down at this point. Before we go ahead and get going forward, let's go ahead and go over a few things, talk about why I'm doing things, why I'm doing it. First and foremost, my formation right now is going to be Orin, Titus, and Waka. This is purely because we always get ambushed here in this first fight. And what I'm going to do is with Orin's Masamune here, he does get the first strike ability, which means that even in an ambush, he will be going first, which is why we use him against, what are they called? The Great Marlboros in the Omega Ruins. But this time what we're going to be doing is we're going to be switching him out right away for Riku here, who is going to be go ahead and just throw up a Hyper Mighty Guard. We shouldn't need it right now with the armor that we have on as well as our stats, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. And what that armor is that we have on right now is Auto Potion, Auto Haste, Auto Protect, and Defense plus 20%. And that is the same for all of my fighters. And they are currently all using their celestial weapons. So let's go ahead and get going. And see this cutscene that we have seen multiple times right now because of dark matter farming, as well as weapon and item drops. Dude looking all surprised to see us. Brings in his big old bodyguard. And why this one is an ambush and the last one isn't an ambush, I have no idea. But that is how the game does it, so let's go ahead and interact. And we got ambushed, but because we have Orin up here, let's go ahead and bring in Riku. And let's go ahead and have Riku make us a Hyper Mighty Guard. for this move right here. Now we did survive that, but just barely. And that's why we have the Hyper Mighty Guard up, just in case it did a little bit more damage. And because we have the auto potion on and only X potions in our inventory, we are now back up at full. But it is also worth noting, I believe it's that move that does it. It could be another one. Let me go ahead and go here. Nope, it is another move that does it. It is his knife attack I'm thinking of that is going to go ahead and put us into armor break. So if he happens to do that, just be aware of it. But Yojimbo here, Dark Yojimbo I should say, has 1,600,000 HP. He has a couple of attacks. He has the Wazakashi, or whatever that blade move is, that just attacks the entire party. He has a Kazakaki, or however you want to say it, which is his throwing daggers that, like I said, will put one of our party members into armor break. He has his dog attack, which will put us into petrification as well as poison. And if that attack happens to knock us out, it will also shatter us. And he has Zanmato, which does 99,999 damage to the entire party, no matter what you do. It dispels all positive status ailments, including auto life. So if he happens to get that off, the only way to shield from it is to basically bring out a Aeon. But we don't want to be doing that. What we want to be doing is just attacking this guy. So let's go ahead and start the quick hit spam. It is also worth noting that if your luck is not high, just like Dark Anima and Dark Bahamut, you are not going to be hitting this guy. But because we are maxed out, and because we have at least that 170 for Dark Ixion and that 230 for Dark Mindy, we shouldn't have any problems hitting him. Anyway, though, with our stats the way they are, we're going to have no problem beating this guy. So let's just go ahead and do our thing and continue attacking until he is down. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do an attack reels. 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, I just realized that Walk is not using his World Champ. Let's go ahead and throw that on after his next attack. Let's see, what else do we have? Don't think I need to do that one. Alright, so Riku, let's just go ahead and have you mug for those stamina tonics. Because I have no idea how to pronounce that one. So if you guys know, go ahead and let me know down below. I do not speak Japanese. As I'm sure a few of you have realized, there are words in English I have a hard enough time speaking, so I am definitely not going to be an ace on foreign languages. Let's go ahead and hit him with the slice and dice. And I really enjoy how doing that Titus pushes away the dog. Alright, now, Waka. Get your world champion on, buddy. And let's go ahead and do another attack reels. 1, 2, and 3. And this should either kill him or get him pretty darn close. And there we go. But as you can see with our stats the way they are, Dark Yojimbo is not really that big of an issue for us. There we go, ahead and get 2 more Dark Matters and a turnover. Let's go ahead and see what that turnover is, shall we? That's going to be a counterattack and magic counter. Kind of pointless for us right now, but it is what it is. It's at least a drop. It's something that we can sell for some gil. Oh, and don't think that you're being smart by saving your game right here. going forward and possibly whooping or getting your behind whooped in between each fight. Because in order to defeat Dark Yojimbo, you need to defeat him 5 times in a row without reloading. So you could beat him 4 times, die on the 5th one, and then reload a save, try to go back to where the 5th fight is, and he's not going to be there because you reloaded the game and you need to redo the entire sequence over again. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on down here. Let's go ahead and head to the second fight, which should be right here. And there he is, hiding in the corner. I have no idea how we did not see him over there, but it is what it is. And again, he has a 1,600,000 HP. So quick it. Quick it. Quick it. And safety. Let's go ahead and throw up another Hyper Mighty Guard. And yeah. At this point, we really do not need to worry about this guy. Let's see what he does. Kozuka. This is going to be the throwing knives. Counterattack. X potion. And now here, let me go ahead and head down here to dispel. And here, if we look at Waka, we see that he has all of the stuff from Hyper Mighty Guard, but he also has Power Break, Magic Break, Armor Break, and Mental Break. So that can be kind of devastating. We should be able to take care of Dark Yojimbo here before that really becomes an issue, though. So let's go ahead and do another quick hit. And do another quick hit. Yeah, with our stats the way they are, even in Power Break, we are able to hit this guy for maximum damage. And should be going down here relatively soon. In 5 more attacks. And then even if this attack that he's about to get does end up killing us, unless it's the dog, we'll be coming right back up. And that attack went to Titus. And you know what? Let's go ahead and entrust our overdrive on over to Riku, just to get us ready for the next battle. And overkill. We get 2 Dark Matters and a Grand Slam. I believe that Grand Slam is a break damage limit for Waka. It is a break damage limit and a counterattack, so if you need it, there you go. But moving on down here. Like I said before, the 3rd battle for Dark Yojimbo is up here in this corner. If you have everything that you need, if you have enough Dark Matters to make a break damage limit for Riku, Yuna, and Lulu, or if you have already gotten those drops for them, or if you want a ribbon, though you really don't need one in this game, go ahead and do this battle. But if you are not ready for that, if you still need some more Dark Matters or some more drops, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and head on down here into the end of this room to skip that 3rd fight and go on to the 4th, and you will be able to fight Dark Yojimbo as many times as you want. Doing it that way, Dark Yojimbo really is the best way to get Dark Matters in this game. But we're all good for what I need, so let's go ahead and just take this guy out as is. Alright, and we got Titus going first, so very good. Let's go ahead and just do our little quick hits, man. Again, he has a 1,600,000 hit points. And Riku, let's go ahead and have you do Hyper Mighty Guard. And yeah, we are good from here. Who's this against? It's against Riku. Alright, so Riku is now petrified, but she did not get shattered because that attack did not kill her. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and use an Alphabet Potion to go ahead and bring her back into the fight. And then just continue on with our quick hit spam. Quick hit. And in these first 3 fights, we are really in very little danger of actually dying. Now, it is possible, of course, that he could send his dog against Riku again. Just like that, and she got petrified, and thus, because she got knocked out, it took her out of the fight. That is perfectly fine. We only need to attack this guy 5 more times, and we have plenty of attacks to do it. But I will go ahead and show you in the next fight a way around what just happened to us. I'm really not too worried about it personally. But there he goes. There's another overkill. And we got 2 more Dark Matters as well as a Prism Sphere, which I think might be a break damage limit for Kamari. It is not, it's just a magic counter. Let's go ahead and heal up Riku before heading on to the 4th fight, which is down at the end of this room right here. Alright, now let's go ahead and entrust our overdrive on over to Riku real quick. And instead of starting off with the Hyper Mighty Guard, let's go ahead and do an Underdog Secret and a level 3 Key Sphere, which is going to be Trio of 999. And now if we get petrified again, what we're going to do is just go ahead and use another Alphabet Potion, and it will get rid of the petrification and bring us up to maximum hit points. So yeah, even that dog attack is not really that big of a deal. So just quick hit spam until he's dead and we are good. Kazuka. And we are at full health. Only problem with that is now if Riku is attacked, she is going to get completely destroyed because of all of those negative status elements she has. So on Titus's next turn, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a slice and dice. Yeah, slice and dice, get those 6 hits in, and then pick up anything that we need to with Waka and Riku. Oh hey, that did not do nearly as much as I was hoping it would. That is perfectly fine. I'm guessing you're gonna... Yep. I should have just dispelled Riku and not worried about that slice and dice. She would have lived. But it's perfectly fine. Do as I say, not as I do. I get overconfident in these games and think that I could take things on. Whereas I should just be safe and dispel my characters and make sure that they're not going to die. Do as I say, not as I do. But we got 2 more Dark Matters and a Super Goalie. That Super Goalie is of course for Waka, and it's a break HP limit. If you need it, there you go. Like I've said multiple times before, you don't need it for this game, but some people think that they do, so there you go. Anyway, moving on down here to the entrance of the cavern, we are going to have our 5th and final battle. Like, he's standing behind us. We are not prepared for this fight. Why is this not always an ambush, but the one that we walk up on is an ambush? That makes very little sense to me. Anyway, we want to make sure that we get rid of this 5th and final fight as fast as possible, because his overdrive gauge, he charges like a 1/3 or a 1/4 of his gauge every time he gets a turn. And like I said before, once he fills up that gauge, he's going to Zamato us, which is unblockable unless we summon an Aeon, which I don't really want to do, so let's just go ahead and attack reels him. 1, 2, and 3. And then Riku, let's go ahead and have you quick it. Titus, let's go ahead and have you entrust over to Waka. And let's do another quick it. Titus, you know your job, go ahead and quick it. And Waka, go ahead and do an attack reel. And then now at this point, we really shouldn't be able to lose. We might drop a character here on this next attack, depending on what it is. But we should be good. Yeah. Counter attack. X potion. And let's see, he has 180,000 HP, so 2 more attacks and he'll be gone. 1 and 2. So yeah, that's Dark Yojimbo. Not really that difficult. Just be prepared for that dog to petrify the person and get rid of them. But if you are smart, you can take care of every one of those battles, even if something goes unfortunately wrong. We got 2 more Dark Matters and a Kaiser Knuckle. That Kaiser Knuckle I know is a break damage limit for Riku. So after we get this little cutscene where dude kind of shrugs off and does our prayer, Titus goes ahead and does a fist bump, symbolizing that we have defeated Dark Yojimbo for good. Let's go ahead and check out what else is on that Kaiser Knuckle. Overdrive to AP. Okay, that seems like a waste of the slot to me, but if you want it, there you go. But guys, that is going to be the end of this episode. In the next episode, we're going to go ahead and take on the Dark Magnus Sisters, as well as taking on Dark Anima. That is my sister's cat. Sorry about that. But guys, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. But until next time, this is Famine52 signing out, and peace out.